Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SuperBro Movie Show. I am your host, Parker. I'm the editor-in-chief of SuperBroMovies.com. My Twitter is at Parker from SBM. With me today, I have Jacob Campbell.
Hey, this is Jacob. How you guys doing? My Twitter is at JacobCamp13. I'm the head writer of the site. And this week we're joined by a newcomer, Jackson Hayes. Jackson, want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, this is Jackson. I am editor of SuperBroMovies.com, and my Twitter is at JacksonHayes67.
All right, we got a good group today. We got a little smaller of a group. It's a little slow week for news, so we thought, hey, a nice chill show. Nothing too big to talk about. Our first big topic is Sony went ahead and announced a new solo film, not including Spidey, with Morbius. Jared Leto is going to be starring as Morbius in a actual movie.
A little weird. I don't know. I was okay with his performance in Suicide Squad as Joker. It wasn't nowhere near my favorite. And it's going to be weird with him doing the Morbius movie. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's a weird casting in my mind. He's not someone you typically think of when you think of a leading man, at least in my opinion. I think he brings something to it, though. I mean, he's shown he's very dedicated to these roles with, Suicide Squad and Blade Runner. However you may take that, negatively, positively. But I think...
Honestly, I was kind of shocked to hear this one, especially with Jared Leto, just because he is I think he's a good leading man. I don't mind him as an actor. His Joker was okay. I really want to see more from his Joker before I make my really final verdict, because I know he's a great actor. And he can give off a really creepy, good vibe for Morbius. I just don't know why Morbius needs a movie. Honestly, it's like I don't these Spidey solo films or spin-off solo films without him. It's honestly like kind of cool because like we're gonna get like different characters we've never would have gotten before. But at the same time, it's like, why make these movies when you could loosely connect them to even Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Just never show Spider-Man, but just connect it. I just feel like it's Sony getting greedy and trying to make it so they're worth more money.
What I had seen, I saw like a theory, it was on Reddit, so it's Reddit, but it's like, what if all these solo movies they're doing without Spidey, they build it towards their own connected universe, where they've got Venom, Morbius, Silver, Sable, and Black Cat if that ever happens together in one against some kind of villain. So these are more like the anti-heroes of their universe.
I saw that. I keep seeing people say a Maximum Carnage movie. With
Yeah,
all these
I saw
characters.
that could be interesting.
I mean, Tom Hardy's Venom and Jared Leto's Morbius versus probably Woody Harrelson's Carnage. We're all assuming.
Yeah, I think that could be.
That could be a cool movie. That could be a really cool movie. That's a good cast. It's really dark.
Especially we know,
I don't know if they're gonna go.
We know the Morbius movie. It's going to be more of an anti-hero movie, like the storyline they're going with. It's not going to be him, the evil vampire villain. It's more like the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the tortured, the anti-hero.
I think Leto's gonna play a vampire. They're going to give him a very much Dracula vibe. I don't know. I feel like Leto can do a good job with this. It's kind of like I don't know if I need this movie. To be honest, I might rather want more of a Joker movie than a Morbius movie. And
Yeah, I mean, they say that's coming. That's coming too. I feel like a character that might have been a better choice for this kind of thing would have been Craven. I mean,
Craven would have been
a solo
cool.
movie with that could have been a little more interesting. It's not that I'd see the dark direction, but that also kind of scares me a little bit. I mean, we saw what just happened with the Dark Universe.
Ooh, that's a good point.
There's no Invisible Man with Johnny Depp coming. That's over. There's no. I just think you can't put these things out there into the world just assuming everyone's on board. We haven't seen Venom yet. We haven't seen much at all. And until I see a final product, I don't know if I'd be interested into a full connected universe.
You're pointing out the Dark Universe. People don't like those fantasy elements anymore, like the vampires and Frankenstein's. And Morbius it's a vampire story. So who knows? Yeah, that's actually a really, really good point.
If you guys want to move on to our next topic of the podcast, the Avengers title was supposedly leaked by the film cinematographer. It's supposedly going to be called Avengers Endgame. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, we saw, someone went on to the cinematographer's website and noticed that he'd had all of his credits listed in Avengers Infinity War, and then above that was Avengers Endgame. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, this has been a popular fan theory, since the movie came out. Doctor Strange turns to Tony, tells him we're in the Endgame now. It would be a good title. I'm not going to say it's not. I mean, we heard the Russo's brothers say, the title was not spoken in Infinity War, and they could be, leading us in a different direction. But, I mean, it's hard to tell. There's no way to know until they actually announce it.
Yeah, I just want to point out Omega Underground was the one who found that. They were really proud of that, and I just want to give credit where credit is due on that source. With the whole Endgame thing, I left seeing Avengers a few days early saying somebody's going to try to scoop that Endgame's the title. And, I mean, it's four different sources have said it over the past few months that that's the title. And now it's coming from the cinematographer's page. It does give a little more, I can't think of the word, like, it makes it more legitimate. Honestly, I don't mind it being Endgame because in Avengers Age of Ultron, Stark didn't even say, there's the Endgame. So that's kind of a cool way to end it because Stark should have mentioned Endgame, and then Strange has mentioned Endgame, and I can't remember it after rewatch, but I could have swore, like, Fury said Endgame in Avengers 1. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I realized that the other day, that could be a really cool tie-in to where, like, that's the title that we've been building up to since Avengers 1.
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't really believe that it is because the Russos had said that it's not the title. They explicitly said it's not spoken in the movie. But then again, they did have the cinematographer has recently taken the title off of his website. So did Marvel contact him and say you can't have this out there, or is there just some more? It's weird. I don't know. I
could have been a placeholder.
Exactly.
I mean, it could be a lot of things, and I think only time's gonna tell. And I really do think that this movie's probably already gone through 2 or 3 title changes. I think it was safe to say the first one was Infinity War Part 2, and then I'm pretty sure it was Infinity Gauntlet. A few of the actors and actresses confirmed it, but that's been kind of ceased denied.
It's supposedly not even based off of a comic title so Endgame. It's not a comic. Endgame. It's not a comic title, so that could be open to it. I kind of want to wait for it to. I don't want to be spoiled what it is. I want the official Marvel announcement.
I've had to even have a source tell me that it's Avengers Infinite or something along the lines of that. So I mean, we've all heard these different titles, which I think only time's gonna tell at this point, and it's getting kind of exhausting. I hope we don't see the title until the end of the first teaser or the teaser poster. That's what I'd be happy for. Like, if they send out the trailers to all these trades as Avengers 4, and they send the posters as Avengers 4, but then they open up the physical video, and that gives away the title. That'd be so cool, in my opinion.
I think it would. At this point, though, I mean, we have been waiting and waiting and waiting and speculating and speculating and speculating. And Kevin Feige has said, at this point, like, it's going to be kind of disappointing because of all the hype we've all put under it about the title of this movie. Yeah. So I'm ready for the title. I think just it's time. It's time to let it out.
And we're not gonna be getting it for a while, so people are gonna be disappointed. Just because I think didn't Feige said we're not gonna get the titles after the Captain Marvel teaser, and that's not coming.
Right, which we probably won't get till around a couple months, yeah, for sure.
See, I mean, I don't even see us getting a teaser for this movie till the Super Bowl.
No,
I
really?
think they're gonna wait. I think they don't have to market Avengers 4. Avengers 3 marketed Avengers 4 because everybody and their mother saw Avengers 3. People that I hang out with that never see movies saw Avengers 3 and now reference Thanos on Twitter. Look at LeBron trending right now on Twitter, and I'd say like 5% of those tweets mention Thanos or an Infinity Stone.
Oh, no, they do. It's still out there. People are still paying attention.
It's becoming a cultural phenomenon, and people who didn't even like Infinity War. I know a few people I hang out with in college that don't like movies on Infinity War. Was like just they didn't really like it because they haven't been built up to it. Of course, even they were like, I have to see what happens next. Even if you don't like Infinity War,
exactly
the first one, if you're the one person in the country. You want to know what happens next. You don't leave that theater going, I don't care anymore. Like, you want to know Avengers 4. So I think they don't have to market it very much. I think a teaser with the Super Bowl, maybe a trailer with Captain Marvel, and then nothing. Like, they did that with Civil War. They barely gave any trailers for Civil War as well, and Infinity War.
Yeah, it only had like 2 official trailers.
I'm all for that. I like that. I like them to keep the marketing.
I mean, I don't need much marketing at all. It's not. I'm already there to see it. The Infinity War had the best cliffhanger in recent memory, and people are ready for it.
Everybody,
they're clamoring for it.
College professors are referencing it. High school, you know what I mean? Like, it's everybody saw it. Everybody wants to know what happens. Like, even if you didn't like the movie, you want to know, okay, what happens. It's the biggest cliffhanger, I think, probably in cinematic history. A lot of people argue Empire Strikes Back.
I don't remember one on this scale.
But like Infinity War had it much better than Empire did.
I mean, you could argue The Empire Strikes Back, but it wasn't on the level of
hype.
Hype and the way we talk about it on social media, and it's all over the place. It's different now.
Yeah, I even see like sorority girls talking about Avengers Infinity War on Twitter. Like, it's everybody and their mother saw this movie, and that alone is marketing. Part 1's one big trailer for Part 2. Honestly,
My friend went to see Infinity War. And I said, "Well, how'd you like it?" She said, "I don't know, it was okay, but I was confused." I was like, "Why?" She's never seen another Marvel movie ever. So, but she wanted to see Infinity War because everyone saw Infinity War. It's everyone saw it.
It was a cultural phenomenon, which is always cool for us because we were super hyped for the movie for years, and we're kind of almost ahead of the curve. And I think after Black Panther and Infinity War, everybody and their mother's going to want to see these Marvel movies. I mean, it was already kind of like that before.
Exactly.
I think it's fully cemented itself to where everybody's going to go see these movies.
Yeah, they've taken it to another level at this point. I mean, Avengers was huge, Avengers 2 was huge, Civil War was huge, but Infinity War is on a complete another level, and Avengers 4 will probably surpass that.
And you can't forget Black Panther, and I can only imagine.
Oh,
Captain
100%, 100%.
Captain Marvel's also probably going to do a lot to bring more people in.
I think so.
Ant-Man and the Wasp probably not so much, but it's a good movie.
I think it will. I think it'll do better than what they're projecting right now. It'll probably do a little better.
It'll probably break 100 million this first weekend.
I'm hoping
awesome.
for around 100.
I think Wasp is going to get Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to get that Avengers bump. Like after Avengers, the first one came out, Iron Man 2 got a bunch.
Yeah, honestly that was a good move putting Ant-Man after that because it's not going to set up at all really, but people are going to want to know, does it though? And it does. It obviously does a little bit. Like you are going to see it this weekend. It's another chapter. Let's go to our next topic. Jim Carrey will play the villain in the Sonic live-action movie. As a huge Jim Carrey fanboy, who I love all of his work, pretty much. The documentary just came out about him. It was really dark and serious, and I was hoping he'd get a really serious role here pretty soon, or like a really just good, even just a comedic role, but just a good role. And he got cast in the Sonic movie. So I don't know how I feel about this one.
It's something to think about. I mean, he's no stranger to these kind of roles. Your Grinches, your Dumb and Dumbers. It's who he is. It's who he is. Oh yeah, for sure. It's who he is as a person. He's great at it. I think we'll see. I mean, he's playing opposite Paul Rudd in the movie as far as it goes, and I think they'll be able to play off of each other a little bit, and it should be a good time.
Paul Rudd's not playing Sonic the Hedgehog, is he? He's just playing like a cop, I thought, right?
Right. Yeah, right. So he's supposed to be the main, our linchpin to the regular universe compared to.
Yeah. Have they cast Sonic yet?
I don't know if they have the voice yet.
I swore I heard Ryan Reynolds' name on like an article or something.
I think was he up for the same role as Paul Rudd?
Ooh.
I don't think they have now.
He's playing Pikachu.
Oh no, he was Pikachu. I don't know the Sonic movie. We keep hearing news about it, but
let me look it up real quick.
We don't even know what it's going to look like yet. Is it going to look like the Smurfs movie, which I hope not.
I'm pretty sure they said Jim Carrey's live action. I think that's what.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's live action.
Yeah, he's live action.
Are they going to do like it's going to look like Smurfs where Sonic looks like a Smurf? Like I don't really want to see that, but.
Oh no, you're right. I was wrong. It's James Marsden. It's not Paul Rudd. Remember, it was reported that it was Paul Rudd, but then remember that day it happened 5 minutes after the fact it was reported.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, it was rumored that he'd be at them the next
just
minute.
Them. It's just so far it's just Carrey and Marsden.
Let's see. We'll have to wait for more news on that. I think it could be good. I definitely think that Jim Carrey's going to make that the really comedic role of the movie, which will be interesting. And I really don't have any opinions on it until I hear more information.
I hope they let him have some fun. Let loose a little bit. I mean, I watched the Andy Kaufman documentary, and it was pretty intense. And
oh, I know it was captivating. Like I've never looked at Jim Carrey the same, honestly. After that,
it was very interesting. And he's a great actor. He's been in great things. I mean, it's been a little rough recently from what we can tell, but I hope he's able to let loose and just have a good time in a good kids movie.
Only time will tell. There's really not much to talk about with that. Jim Carrey's coming back, which people are really excited for. But another topic we really don't have much to talk about is Kevin Feige finally officially announced Doctor Strange 2. If anybody was questioning that was going to happen, it's official now. It's happening.
I think it's good to hear the man say it.
It's not going to get a release date, I don't think, until
not for a while.
He gets resurrected.
Yeah. I would say 2021 maybe.
And the only reason Spider-Man has a release date is one, it's the one right after, and two, it's Sony. It's more Sony compared to more Marvel.
I mean, it's Spider-Man. It's there. We knew it wasn't.
Yeah, they're filming right now.
Yeah, and I would say next year's Hall H will probably have the Phase 4 lineup.
Yeah. I think Feige said that.
That's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be a big Comic-Con. Doctor Strange 2 will be on there. Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2,
if you're a Marvel
Ant-Man
fan,
and the Wasp 2. Maybe like a Thor 4. Like it's gonna have a lot of stuff. Probably Eternals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I mean,
it's gonna be a lot more cosmic.
I mean, Doctor Strange was one of the take homes favorite characters from Infinity War. I would
No,
say
it was.
He
Yeah,
was
if
a
he could,
badass. Like
He's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe, and I like that they really showed his abilities in Avengers: Infinity War. Like we got a hint of it when he was facing off on Dormammu in the dark dimension, but we really got to see everything he can do as a Sorcerer Supreme when he was fighting Thanos.
yeah, he 1v1 the most powerful person in the universe at the moment.
Exactly.
Like, and he confidently did it. I can't remember how he did it. I can't remember how he failed, but it wasn't like he was beaten that bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good, Jackson.
I'm not the biggest fan of the first Doctor Strange. It's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but the setup at the end with Mordo going off on his own, starting that dark path we all know him from the books. It's something that really excited me because Chiwetel Ejiofor is a great actor, and he brought something to that role, and him and Benedict going at it would be something. I know they talked about bringing in Nightmare that the writer did. So I think it's somewhere we can really get interesting, where they go down that magical rabbit hole and don't come back.
If you've seen Sinister, what Scott Derrickson could do with Nightmare Realm, and then mix what we just got Strange, how he was fighting in Infinity War in the Nightmare Realm, it's going to be something crazy. And the amount of creative freedom that like Feige's giving these directors now in Phase 3, look at Ragnarok, look at Infinity War, look at Black Panther. It's all like the director's movie. They're all so different, so stylized, so big now, so different. I can't imagine what the Nightmare Realm's going to look like with Strange fighting like that when they give Scott like more creative freedom. I'm assuming Scott Derrickson's coming back.
Oh yeah, I would think that's a safe bet. It was a very well directed movie.
And Feige's even talked about more genre films coming out of Marvel, and that if they make Doctor Strange 2 a straight up horror movie, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. That would just be really great.
It'd be so cool. I want them to take inspiration more from like a Beetlejuice too. Like imagine that almost Tim Burton-esque for the Nightmare.
Oh, I'd love that kind of
so
aesthetic
cool.
for it.
That could be good.
Like a Jack Kirby, like almost like how Sakaar was, but a Nightmare Realm, but like a weird nightmare. Oh, that'd be so cool.
I think you give it that kind of Age of Ultron marketing campaign where it's like really eerie, and like dark.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
I don't really think Mordo's going to be the villain for the second one. I think he's going to be around and Strange to deal with him. But
I hope
could
he's
see
an
them
adversary at least. I think.
I think that's what the writers have talked about too, making him more of like a Loki character, especially if Loki's dead in the Infinity War, making Mordo kind of he's that villain, anti-person that you just love to hate. And I think that'd be a great direction for him to go.
And I could see a really good trilogy under him and Dormammu, like Mordo and Dormammu working together. I mean, that has to happen. Like that's a big partnership in the comics.
Exactly.
So like having Nightmare, but setting up Mordo in the second one, and then having Dormammu and Mordo in the third one. Or maybe do it. I've always thought it'd be a cool way to make Doctor Strange be the direct lead into an Avengers movie. Have Mordo be the villain in the third one, but then have it what he does in the third movie set up the next Avengers movie with Dormammu. That'd be a really cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good way to go.
I don't know. The MCU has been doing so well, in my opinion, that they could really go anywhere at this point.
Yeah,
I could trust them.
There's no way to tell, which direction they're going to go, but we're all going to be there to see it.
Because like it's Phase 3. People keep saying Phase 1 is the best. I'm
Phase
a firm
3
believer Phase 3.
Oh, absolutely.
You can really see when Ike Perlmutter took his hands off the wheel.
Yeah,
and went to go work for the president. Yeah,
there has not been a miss, not one miss.
And then Kevin Feige took over, and you could tell like people keep saying I've been seeing this a lot that he's following a social justice warrior agenda now. No, he's not. He's actually just like opening up Hollywood to everybody like he should be. And it obviously shows that a guy who now works for Trump was the one that not letting that happen. You know what I mean? Like he was the one saying no Black Panther and no Captain Marvel. Then when Kevin got his hands on everything, he pushed Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
You could tell there was a roadblock. There was a roadblock in the way. And Feige, he broke through, and like Phase 3 has been, utterly incredible. Every movie that's come out has been, arguably better than the last. I mean, Infinity War could be arguably the best MCU movie. Black Panther could arguably be the best MCU movie. Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man, it doesn't.
Guardians 2, Civil War.
It doesn't stop.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
You can't say there was a bad movie in this phase.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell, like, honestly, you go rewatching Phase 1 and 2, they don't hold up as much.
It's a different feel. It's a different
They're
universe.
very similar in tone. Yeah, they're very similar in tone, and I could see where if they would have stuck with how they were in Phase 1 and Phase 2 up into Phase 3, we'd be probably seeing a pretty bad fatigue right now. Mm-hmm. Them differentiating it, making every movie in Phase 3 so different, is really helping them. And I would say my least favorite Phase 3 movies, they're probably better than a lot of Phase 1 and Phase 2.
I know, I agree. I
Easy.
would agree with
I
that.
agree.
I mean, for me at least, Doctor Strange is on the lesser end of Phase 3, and that's not any ill will towards the movie. But I still enjoy that movie more than Iron Man 2 Thor thing. I mean, it's a good movie and it deserves a sequel. I mean, to get
Strange is a really good movie, but not great. But it sets up a great hero really well. And I notice a lot of Marvel movies kind of do that. The movie not might be the best, but it sets up the hero really good.
And it sets up the things that the universe can have now. Doctor Strange introduced magic into the Marvel universe, and that's huge. And that's huge. There's so much they can do with that.
And now with everything they've opened up now, I can't imagine what they could be going for Strange too.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. Like, oh, I'm so pumped. Phase 3, like, I don't tell anybody couldn't like it just because everything has been so different and so out there, so comic book. And I'm excited to see what Kevin Feige got for us next, because he's obviously in control on this. And bring it on.
Yeah, he's sitting on some big stuff, and we'll see in the coming years.
There's no limits to what they can do at this point.
They can announce any movie, and all of us are gonna go see it. Let's be honest.
They could announce Howard the Duck, and people would be hyped for it and think, you know what, that's gonna be a good movie. I don't want a Howard the Duck movie whatsoever, but if they announced it, I would say, you know what, that's probably gonna be a good movie.
I mean, come on, they have the entire internet talking about the Eternals. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is one thing. The Eternals, it's niche. It's very niche, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter, and it won't matter. They put their name on anything. We're there to see it.
And now they're gonna have Fantastic Four and Deadpool soon. I can't imagine. Like, they're not. If Marvel keeps up what they're doing and changes the tone for every movie, makes every movie so different, and just trust the directors, give them what they want, I don't see superhero fatigue happening to Marvel.
No, I think
specifically because they're not just superhero movies. They are literally in every genre at this point.
I think our jobs are safe for probably the next 20 years.
Oh, easy. Until they start getting to the point where they all feel the same, I'm not worried.
No, I'm not worried. They're all so different. I mean, universe to universe, varying opinions. But I mean, there's a superhero movie out there for you every. Keep going to see them.
I think that's enough Marvel talk for today. We kind of just gushed over the MCU, which is much deserved. So the next topic we got is our first look at Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2. It's not the actual Cheetah form. It's just Kristen Wiig looking like Kristen Wiig. How do you pronounce her name? I don't even know how to pronounce it.
What, Kristen Wiig?
Yes, that one.
Kristen
No,
Wiig.
Barbara Minerva. Minerva.
Okay.
I think it was. I don't know. I want to see Cheetah herself.
It's Kristen Wiig wearing 80s clothes, and her hair is like the comic book characters. I mean, she looks good. Don't get me wrong. And I'm excited. I'm actually really pumped for Kristen Wiig. I have a strong feeling she's either gonna be really, really good, or really not. I think she could be literally one of the best villains, because I think Kristen Wiig has the potential, but I could easily see it going south. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm rooting for it to go good.
I think it's a risky cast because it's Kristen Wiig. She's known for these comedic roles, and then putting her in the place of this villain against Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, it could be really good or just really bad. So we gotta wait and see.
I mean, I will say this image got me pretty excited because I'm pretty confident it was shot in the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., which is about half an hour north of me here. I know they're filming there.
That's cool.
Which is pretty exciting. I've been in that room 1,000 times. So
Go get us some set photos. What are you doing?
I know.
What are you doing,
I'm busy right now recording a podcast.
What do we not pay you for? Come on.
I think it'll be a good cast. She's a great actress. Comedy or not. I don't think she's the big bad of the film. I think that's still someone. I think Pedro Pascal's role. We'll have to see what that turns out to be. But I think she'll hold her own.
Be the villain. I think they're setting her up. I would probably guess they're setting her up for Legion of Doom. So where she might fight Wonder Woman at the very end, but I think for the first 2/3 of the movie, she's going to be Wonder Woman's friend. They're going to have that relationship,
something
just like
goes
the
down.
comics. They're going to be close, and you can see the type they were casting. They wanted a very quirky Barbara.
Yeah.
Very fun and quirky, because I know the original person that was supposedly going to be it was Emma Stone. So
Right,
you can see what they were kind of going for with that very quirky, nice, fun, to where I'm really excited to see that darkness come out. I think Kristen Wiig can act. I mean, even look at Bridesmaids. She acts a lot.
Oh no, she's hilarious. I mean, if you've seen Ghostbusters, controversy or not, she was good in that movie. They were all good in that movie. And Kristen Wiig, she stands out. She's a funny person.
I don't even think Ghostbusters was that bad. If I'm being real.
No, I don't. I had a good time, honestly. No, I had a good time.
There was one moment that had me hyped. It was when they were fighting the whole army at the end. As the music, when electric guitar starts playing, I don't know why that got me so hyped. I mean, it was
good.
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see the hate for that movie. I thought there was much worse movies to come out in the past 2-3 years.
No, I had a good time with that movie.
I think it's the same kind of hate you give with like the Star Wars movies. There's people like, don't change it.
We know who we know who we're talking about. I will say though, the Kristen Wiig thing does give me a little bit of like the Jamie Foxx feel from Amazing Spider-Man 2. It worries me a little bit where it's like I don't know where they're going with this character. You know, I mean, I would say Electro was a better character than the actual character Jamie Foxx played at the beginning of the movie, but I just, I'm worried about that point in time where like she's kind of maybe fangirling over Wonder Woman. Kind of hard to watch a little bit.
I think we're all in agreement to where we kind of want to see what happens. We think it looks good, but we're not going to solidly say it's the best thing ever yet, just because we haven't seen anything really. I would say we're probably going to get our first look at Comic-Con at Cheetah herself, probably like a poster or something, just an image, concept art. We'll get something, I think, at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I would say,
or the people at Hall H will get something. People at Hall H will get something. I don't know if we'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, they already got Aquaman, Shazam ready to go. I mean, they're going to be a few things.
If anyone's going to Comic-Con, make sure to leak it to us. Add us on Twitter, at SuperBro Movies. Get us that footage. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jacob, for putting us out there. I
would
say
I'm just saying,
we'll probably get an
Aquaman
trailer, maybe a Shazam teaser. I don't think Shazam has a release date yet, so I can't give it a date. Mm-hmm. Probably a Shazam teaser, maybe, but not as... The Aquaman trailer will probably drop online. Shazam's will probably just be in Hall H.
I would say that Shazam probably... I don't know if... Yeah, Shazam won't hit online because it's
Wonder
still
Woman will
very
probably
early.
get a sizzle reel / a high from the cast. Like it'll be like they're on scene.
Stuff.
They'll be like, "Hey guys," whatever, that kind of video.
Because they're still filming. Like they're on. I think they're on a second production unit right now. So I think that'd be good if we get a little bit.
We might get some
stuff going on.
Posters and stuff, just little things. But I've noticed what they're doing. A few days before they start shooting with that character, they take a picture of that character. They take a picture of him and put him online officially, so it doesn't leak. So if they're gonna have any outdoor scenes with Cheetah, they're probably gonna give us Patty Jenkins will probably give us a look the day or a few before. Because they did it with Steve Trevor, so it wouldn't leak. They did it with her new suit.
Yeah,
they did it with Barbara. Now they'll do it with Cheetah if they have to.
Yeah. I think actually there was a video that leaked from set of what looked like a police chase and a bunch of people running from a crowd. A part of me thinks like they could be filming a scene with Wonder Woman fighting Cheetah at the moment. And so I think if they are filming that, they'll release it pretty soon.
I'm thinking. So if y'all think Pedro Pascal's the villain, I think they've kind of teased Maxwell Lord pretty good. And he could be a good Maxwell Lord. I wanted him for Vandal Savage. That would have been so cool.
I see a lot of people saying Vandal Savage too.
I've seen that, but I've seen Dr. Fate. There's a lot of things going on. Then another one is like one of the Greek gods.
I hope they don't
disguise
do that
kind
again.
of thing. Same kind of. It'd be the same kind of story beat as the first one. Listen, I'm the biggest. I'm probably the biggest Wonder Woman fan in this entire site. I love the movie. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. I very much enjoy the movie. That's all I'll say. But I hope they don't retread the same waters they did with the first one. I hope we go in a completely new direction. I hope it's a different story. I hope they do it in a normal comic book way, not kind of like a I wouldn't be good with time travel. It would seem kind of odd, but at this point, I hope they go with a new villain. Bring in a new kind of character. Vandal Savage. I doubt that's where they go, but I think that would be because of his time driving element.
I think if it is Vandal Savage, they could set him up for a bigger role down the line of the DC universe.
He's a major character.
Yeah, he's not a one-off Wonder Woman.
And then Pedro Pascal, he's not a one-off either. Like,
not at all. Not at all.
I'm having this theory, and I've seen it online from a few people, where remember in Justice League when Diana was like, "We're not going to bring him back. We don't know how he's going to come back if he does." About Superman, I'm thinking what they could play with is somehow Steve Trevor gets resurrected. Maybe he's a little crazy the whole movie. I'm thinking somehow he's going to end up being the end fight villain, and she's going to have to kill him. But somehow like something's gone crazy, he's been possessed or something, and she's going to have to kill him. And that's why she's still so screwed up. And then that could be why
they retcon.
I mean, they're already retconning a lot of what Wonder Woman has been about this whole time in the DCEU with the whole 100 years thing. So
yeah, I mean that irks me to my core, and that's fine. But it would be a little harder for me to believe in if Trevor does come back, but it's by some magical spell or illusion, whether he that she believes that he's back but he isn't. You could still keep the facade up that she hasn't actually seen him since he died, but here he's back. I don't know. It takes a lot of the it would take a lot of the other movies away from me. I mean, whether your opinion on Justice League is you like it or not, that was her major character trait in the movie, so it would be difficult sell for me.
Yeah, and then people keep saying, "What if she just sees him?" But there's set video people and talking to her and talking to other people.
Yeah.
Like it's not she sees a mirage. Steve Trevor's there. Like
No, right. I'm just saying, like, maybe they resurrect him, but he wasn't. He's not actually returned, like, living straight up. What
yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like a shadow of what he was. I gotcha.
Right. And he disappears at the end, so it's not like they ever actually,
It's the
rekindled.
dust at the end.
I gotcha.
Oh no! No crossover. All right. I mean, sticking with DC, we can talk about the Warner Brothers announced the DC Universe slate and everything they have on their streaming service coming forward. We got Titans, Doom Patrol, Young Justice, and Swamp Thing. But that would be on there. All the movies. It looks shaping up to be something really good.
I think it's gonna be great. They've got all the old animated series. They've got a bunch of classic DC movies on there, and I'm really excited about the comic books because I love reading comic books. And I find one of the hardest things is I hate having to just buy all the old collected editions. So having all this there, and I've heard they're going all the way to Action Comics #1. That's a huge sell for me. So I'm definitely gonna be buying it when it comes out. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for it?
An R-rated Teen Titans. I'm surprised they went with that. That was kind of an interesting read, but I'm really excited for it. I gotta see some more stuff though from it because all we've seen is really Robin, and his suit looks great. I want to see the CGI characters and see how they look.
I think we'll get that at San Diego Comic-Con. That'd be big.
We better. Doom Patrol, I'm really not super pumped for, but I mean, we don't really know much about it. Swamp Thing, that could be interesting. James Wan's attached. And everything else sounds like they're setting themselves up for something really, really cool. Now it just depends on the price, honestly.
They they got me with Young Justice. I'm a huge Young Justice fan, and it was a great show. It's unfortunate that got canceled. I'm glad they're bringing it back. Price is a major thing for me. I mean, Netflix is $10 a month, and they have everything under this. With the comic books, it could be interesting how they price it because Comixology and all that. I mean, it's not cheap to buy comic books online. It's not nothing. So throwing in a few extra dollars for comic books. I'm not the biggest reader. I would glance probably, but I'm there more for the shows. So keeping it around that $10 range, I think.
I definitely think we're going to hear more about it at Comic-Con. That with that little teaser video they put out, that was great. Nice sizzle, get us going for it. But I think I want to see more of it, definitely. Maybe if they add a few more shows, that'd be great too.
Yeah, I'm sure they will down the line as we keep moving forward.
I think it's just the first few seasons right now.
I've had this crazy theory that could be the perfect place to drop the Snyder Cut too, if that is a thing, which none of us know.
Oh my lord!
If they drop the Snyder Cut on that'd be hysterical.
If that happened, I don't think there would be any storm that could stop. There couldn't be anything that would stop what would happen on the internet.
It would be amazing.
Oh, it'd be great.
It would explode.
I personally really want a Snyder Cut. I don't know about y'all. It'd be something crazy. I don't know if it's legit. I've heard yes. I've heard no.
I think it's a Twitter question we'll get into in a few minutes.
That's a good segue.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah,
we can definitely do that.
Speaking of another cut, why don't we bring up the supposed already proved false Russo cut of Infinity War? Do you guys want to talk about that?
There's really not much to say if it already was proved false.
Yeah, not a lot to hit on.
Okay.
I mean, as awesome as it sounds, the reported 30 minutes of extra footage, it already been kind of, the story's kind of fallen apart. So it's as awesome as it sounds. I don't think it's something we're gonna get. So sorry guys, don't think it actually.
With that 30-minute Thanos backstory, I mean, Marvel hasn't come through and denied that part yet, and we were hearing rumors about a Thanos scenes getting cut before Infinity War came out. And the Russos even said they cut out his backstory. So obviously it's probably been filmed. It's just now, are we going to see it? Are they saving for Avengers 4? Marvel hasn't come out and denounced the Thanos deleted scenes, but...
Well, during an interview, the writers claimed that it was cut in the script phase.
Really?
So it's hard to tell what the truth is. They never made it to film. Then the Russos did say that there's only 10 minutes of extra footage that's out there that didn't make it into the final film. And they released the listing of the 3 deleted scenes, and they didn't story at all.
Only time.
So
only
we'll
time
see.
will tell,
We'll
I
see.
guess. But I'm leaning to probably no on that one. It kind of
Yeah, I
just
would
dropped
say
today and just got denied right before we started recording.
It kind of fell apart. So yeah, I doubt it.
Collider reported it. They're a huge reputable source. I don't think Collider's been wrong that. So
No, but where they got their information is where I
Yeah, who was it? It was
sort of put a.
Jim Starlin, right?
Oh yeah, Mr. Starlin himself.
That last week. If you want to go hear about that, go watch our podcast episode 1. Killmonger is a Skrull.
Great plug.
But other than that, I think that's about it for that cut. I don't think the Russo got what they wanted to in theaters. There was no issues.
Yeah, I think we saw what they wanted us to see.
Mm-hmm. And I think it could have been any better. It was perfect. But I have not many more topics for us to talk about this week, guys. Do you want to get into
The
Q&As?
I think we should. I'll just read the questions we can ask. One of them is, when are we getting the Snyder cut? I don't think we're getting it, but I go back and forth because some stuff comes out where I think, hey, it might exist, and I'm just like, cool, but then it just comes out that it's not. Zach likes to tease it on Vera, though, so...
Yeah. Apparently the Wall Street Journal is working on a story for it, is what the rumor is, so don't know what, but we'll see.
If it happens, it's going to... Zack Snyder's cut of the movie was a part 1 of a part 1, part 2 story. So unless you're committing to telling the part 2 of that story in Justice League 2, it's kind of hard to put the Snyder cut out there, I think. Because that's...
Mm-hmm. Well, here's another question. Like, where do they release it? They're not going to release their DVD. Are they going to put it on YouTube? Are they going to release it on iTunes? Like, what are they going to do? Where do you want it? Where do you want it put? Like, if you're a fan, if you want the Snyder cut, listen, I don't think it's finished. I'd rather not see it. That's just me. But where are you going to see it? In what style are you going to see it?
I could see it being a weekend theater release.
Oh, do you?
They did that for the Ultimate Cut. It might have been one night only for the Ultimate Cut in theaters.
Sure, but it was finished. It was
everything was
done.
edited.
It was ready to go.
Some of the sources keep saying that Zach's footage was all filmed. It's not all CGI'd, but it's all filmed, so they wouldn't have to.
So are we gonna cut? Are we gonna cut from Cyborg to Cyborg in just a motion capture suit? Like, I don't know what. I don't know if that's what fans really want to see.
It'd probably cost them about $40 million to finish. And is it worth?
I don't think that's worth it.
There's the question: is it worth?
Are they going to go
doing
return
that?
on that?
Right, because if they don't sell a DVD, they're not going to make money on it. They can't really it's unfinished. Why would you show that?
Yeah, like, let's be real here. Warner Brothers doesn't care necessarily about that. They're trying to move forward, but they're the ones who make the final decisions. And it's not as much as I want it to be the fans. It's not the fans, and they see the dollars and signs, which is their business. They should. So it's really about, is what they're going to put into it going to get them out. I think a weekend release could make them a little bit of money if they marketed it right, but it's an interesting topic, and it keeps being talked about. I want it to be either deaded or confirmed. I'm tired of this limbo. Like, every day we hear about the Snyder Cut. As much as I want to see it, I love Zack Snyder.
I just don't think there's a right way to release it. And they're going away from that universe anyway. They're going away from the style and the feel of pre-Justice League. I don't think there's a way to. If you're saying we're different now, the DC universe can be different, especially with them bringing in new people to run it. Releasing a Snyder Cut, it's like they're essentially saying, "Psych, we're doing this still."
It would kind of undermine what they released, and as much as fans want to see what Snyder's vision was, you would undermine where you're going now. So I think just let bygones be bygones. Fans are upset. It's all right. They'll be upset about anything. That's just what's happening.
And if you're a fan of Zack Snyder, go support his next work. And I mean, you can still support him.
No, for sure. Yeah, he's still working.
His movies. My Blu-ray shelf, and I see Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. I still love Zack Snyder, and I don't want to see just a Snyder Cut come out. If he comes back, he has to come back in the creative position he was at beforehand, which he's still attached to Wonder Woman, so he's not completely cut off yet. But it seems like he's distancing himself from directing another comic book movie, which is sad because I think he is one of the better comic book movie directors, in my opinion. But it just...
No, I enjoyed Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is a very good movie. I think it got a lot of hate that it didn't really necessarily need. Watchmen is very...
Watchmen's a masterpiece.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a great movie. I'm not a fan of Batman v Superman. That's me. That's a lot better than we can say for a lot of people.
Have you seen the Ultimate Cut for BVS, Jackson?
I did. I saw it.
Curious to hear your opinion on that.
I liked it better, but only in the way that it connected a few things from the theatrical cut that just didn't make any sense to me. The subplot with the woman being interrogated, the attack in Africa.
Yeah, they could have cut out.
It just connected a few things, but it didn't really enhance the movie for me in much ways. Yeah.
The way I've always felt about BVS is I really like it. I'm not gonna say it's great because I think there's obviously some big flaws. But if people fail to realize, I think you can like a movie and see you can think a movie's awesome and see the flaws in it. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite movies. Honestly, it's probably my top 10. And I could
Of all time?
maybe I love that movie. For some reason that movie hits
Wow.
with me, dude. Top 15 then of all time.
I mean, no. I mean, obviously, I have movies that I enjoy that are nowhere near quality, and I know that now. But it doesn't stop me
It
from
doesn't
liking
matter.
it.
Like
Exactly.
if other people don't like your movie, I think fans need to realize if somebody else doesn't like what you like, it doesn't matter. You can still like it. Like
At all. Mm-mm.
you not liking a movie I love doesn't make it I can't like it anymore. I can respect their opinion as long as they're not trashing mine, of course. But somebody could say that it's like a movie and they're not. There's no bias. It's just they don't like it. Some people can hate a movie that's amazing, and some people can love a movie that's shitty. It's kind of everybody's entitled to their opinion. So
Oh, completely.
another DC related question we have is how would y'all handle the solo Batman movie?
Yeah, I'll hit this one. I definitely, if they do make a solo Bat movie, I definitely want it connected to the rest of the universe. I like the talk they're doing with it might be part of the dark DC universe with that Joker movie. I don't want that personally. I personally want it to be centered around the whole universe together. If they do make it, I want Ben Affleck to return. I love him as Batman, and I'd love to see him up against the Joker for sure. That would be my Batman movie.
I'd
I'm not sure.
I'd also really like Ben Affleck to return. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Whatever. Matt Reeves can still make a good movie. I'd prefer him return, of course. I would love an Arkham movie. I think that's a good way to go. Arkham's a really hot commodity right now. And just an Arkham movie. I've always pitched an Arkham movie as Die Hard with Batman, just in an insane asylum. Like, you can do something like that and make it really cool. Or I'd love like a very focused story with a villain we haven't seen before. I would say Hush is probably a really good option. Maybe for some reason I've had this weird feeling I could see Matt Reeves doing a really cool Clayface movie. And then
that's true.
I'd love I know I said a villain that hasn't been used, but I'd love a Sub-Zero Mr. Freeze movie. Done well, Mr. Freeze could be one of the best villains ever put to screen. He could rival Killmonger, Thanos, all those guys. Because you could sympathize with him a lot. And literally make the Sub-Zero animated movie in the DCEU, it would print money, I think.
That would be really good. That's a lot of people's favorite Batman animated series stories. That would be great to see on screen.
I go a couple of different directions with since they've announced that the Penguin could be the villain of the Solo movie. I've had it in my head that Andy Serkis needs to play the Penguin, and they need to go this kind of crazy route using him as a villain. I would also prefer Ben Affleck return, but in my heart of hearts, I know what I want, and I want a Red Hood movie. Mm-hmm. And until it's done, I will be clamoring for a Red Hood movie until it happens.
We all do. Also, that question was from Sam_Atkins4. Sorry about that, Sam. Forgot to read your name.
Great question, by the way.
That was a really good one. I like that one. Another one we have is do you still have beef with Comic Book Now? I never.com at all. Just one of their admins on this Twitter page, formerly known as SuperBro feed, was borderline a stalker and caused a lot of issues when I was building my site. And he's not really around anymore, so I really don't have beef with him anymore. Jim Viscardi, good guy, the editor-in-chief, really helpful. He's helped us a lot and all that. I have no problems with comicbook.com. That's just kind of some personal question from Bida_Night. Then let's see what else we got here. Okay, this is an interesting one. Do you think Skyscraper is connected to the Die Hard cinematic universe, a la M. Night Shyamalan Split? Please note both could end with a surprise Bruce Willis.
Well, now that has to happen. If it doesn't happen, what was the point of the movie?
Exactly. You can't make it without that now.
I never thought about that happening, but now that it's been pointed out, I oddly really want it to happen.
I think Bruce Willis needs to return to these franchises just in post-credit cameos, setting up a third where they have to fight a bigger villain. I think that's
Die Hard buddy cop with The Rock and Bruce Willis stuck in a building together.
Yeah. Scrap that Die Hard Year One or whatever they're making with the young Bruce Willis, clone. I don't know what they're making, but do that. Just have The Rock. He does everything for a franchise. Just see Fast and Furious. It makes it better.
I think whoever just asked this question, they just
yeah. Underscore this is Ernesto. He's actually one of our writers. Surprisingly, I didn't even read his ad. Just saw the question.
Good question, Ernesto.
Thank you, Ernesto.
It's that creativity on the site. Come on, man.
Go write an article, please. And then we're gonna take one more question from at William2321945. I hope that's not your middle name. What do you think of the new cast of It Part 2?
Oh, I think that's a good question. I'm really excited for the cast of the movie. I think they got a great few big names in there: Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader. Those are some great people for this movie.
I mean, Bill Hader and Jessica Chastain, correct me if I'm wrong, were the fan choices directly after seeing the movie.
Oh yeah, early on.
You can't complain about James McAvoy. Then the other guys, I don't remember their names off the top of my head. They're a lot of smaller TV, lower budget movie actors. But that's not always a bad thing.
The Old Spice guy.
Oh, the Old Spice guy. That's not a bad thing.
That makes the movie.
Having these actors that aren't as established in these kind of movies can really make a movie better, in my opinion. You don't connect to the character. You don't connect to the actor as much. You're not watching the screen going, "Oh, it's James McAvoy getting attacked by a clown." You're thinking, "Oh, it's forgot the name, Richie getting attacked by a clown." You know what I mean? It's not like you get more into the story when it's not these big name actors. And who knows? After the movie comes out, these guys will probably be big name actors from now on.
Yeah, I had the same thought. When we saw the first It, there were a couple kids in there that we recognized. Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, and a couple of the other guys. But some of them, we didn't know much about them. But coming out, you're like, all of these guys have been cast in a bunch of things.
Their careers.
I think two of them are in Shazam. Yeah, and they're huge. They're huge now. So you got your McAvoys, you got your Bill Haders, Chastains, but the other four, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see what they're bringing to the table. I'm sure they were cast for a reason. But Bill Hader is the guy that I'm really excited for. I think he's gonna bring something.
I'm so excited to see Bill Hader get chased by an evil clown.
It's what I need.
Oh, and McAvoy. McAvoy is awesome. Like, McAvoy's working right now, in my opinion. I think Split was robbed of a nomination. He was a spectacular in Split. I
think it deserved more. It came out really early in the year, and that was kind of a problem. I think it was January release.
Mm-hmm.
So that's way before the buzz comes around, but he was phenomenal in that movie.
He had by far last year with Split. It was crazy. It might not have been the best movie, but he definitely was one of the best acted roles. No questions, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him come back for Glass. That's gonna be really good.
Speaking of Glass, we can talk about that teaser poster if y'all want.
Oh, do you want to talk about that? That'd be good.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. It looks great.
Looks
incredible.
It looks cool, but I don't see a full half an hour movie with these three guys. I don't see where they could go with the story, and it's obviously following Glass more too. I hope McAvoy doesn't get put on the back burner, honestly.
I don't think you can with this character. It's going to be... It's there's so many places they could go with it, with like that split personality against Bruce Willis' character. That's going to be great to see. So I think that'll be really good.
Waiting to see a trailer on that one. I'm curious to see where they go.
I think we're going to get one at Comic-Con. Okay. Shyamalan announced they're going to be there.
Oh, perfect.
So you'd assume we'd get something. So we'll see
honestly,
something.
That poster was really, really cool. That was a really cool teaser. One of my favorite teaser posters I think we've gotten in a while, with the colors and the reflections. That's
right.
Really cool.
Shyamalan is very excited for this movie. You can tell from his Twitter account updates. He's very excited.
That gets me excited. I mean, everybody kind of put him down, but he obviously put a lot of passion into Glass, and Glass Split, and Split was incredible.
And if you saw The Visit before that, a very underrated movie. It was something. He's brought it back.
I think that wraps up our podcast for today, guys. Actually, so if y'all want to say your goodbyes and drop.
Yeah, thank you everybody for listening. I'm at Jackson Hayes 67. If you want to follow me, tweet us any questions you got coming this week.
Jacob, you can still reach me at JacobCamp13, and this was a great podcast this week. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, guys, we'll see you next week for episode 3. Hopefully we have a little more talk about next week. We kind of had to scrape the bottom of the barrel. A lot of rumors this week. In the coming weeks, probably we won't have anything big till Comic-Con, but I'm really excited for Comic-Con this year. They're going to get a lot of stuff. And then that's about it. My name is Parker again, at Parker from SBM. Make sure you follow at SuperBro Movies on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out the site when you're free time. Everybody have a great night, and take it easy.